Hi, everyone. I'm Katie Korneffel. I'm a third-year general surgery resident out in Asheville with Mayhec. Thanks for having me today. How do I go forward on this? Is it just a right click?
Read the big arrow.
Oh. So disclosures, I personally don't have any disclosures, but a couple of the surgeons involved in this were proctors and consultants for Intuitive and WL Gore. Didn't really relate to our project, though. So for our study population, we had 98 patients that underwent robotic Etep ventral hernia repair from July 2020 to February 2022, all at our one institution, Mission Hospital in Asheville. There were actually 106 operations, but we excluded 7 that had concomitant procedures and 1 that was converted to open. So there were 2 surgeons involved. Surgeon 1 had MIS fellowship training, but no training in robotic Etep specifically, and they performed 51 cases. Surgeon 2 also had MIS fellowship training, but did have robotic Etep training in fellowship and performed 47 of our cases. So we did robotic extended totally extraperitoneal ventral hernia repair. And all of our procedures were actually performed with this Etep technique. There are some other similar studies that are performed with TAP, where they studied both, but all of ours were Etep, and our trocar placement was all in the upper abdomen for a top-down approach, and therefore a lot of the initial dissection was actually laparoscopic, and then they docked the robot. So for this project, we did CUSUM analysis, and if you don't know what CUSUM is, you're not alone. It is very complex, and it took me a while to figure out. So I'll try to explain it briefly. Basically, what we did was we had a predicted operative time for each surgery, and what we did based on, so we actually simplified the numbers here so that I can kind of explain it to you. So for case 3, for example, we took the actual operative time minus the predicted operative time, so 3.5 minus 2. So that gives us the difference, 1.5, and then you add that to the previous RAQ sum. So we added that to the 4.5 from case 2 to get the next RAQ sum value. So that's kind of just briefly what we did. It helps us to see changes, small changes, a lot better. It gives us a nice curve. So for surgeon 1, this was our learning curve that we got, and we broke it up into 3 phases. Phase 1, you can see an increasing learning phase. Then phase 2, you can see kind of a stable additional experience phase, and then phase 3, you get a decreasing post-learning phase. For surgeon 2, who already had robotic Etep experience, you kind of see an atypical learning curve. Basically, phase 1, which was about the 8th case, you can see a little bit of an upslope, likely due to being at a new hospital. But then there's a kind of that post-learning phase where it decreases right away. And this is plotted together, and you can kind of see that the OTs occurred at lower for surgeon 2. So overall, surgeon 1 had a pretty short learning curve. It was about 12 until reaching a plateau, and then 24 cases started to decline. We think this is because of that surgeon's intentional focus on learning this technique. They attended a 2-day lecture / hands-on course about Etep. They had proctoring, and then most importantly, we think it was due to mentorship by surgeon 2 to surgeon 1, both in and out of the OR, just having that person to help guide you through it. In conclusion, given the right resources, support, dedication, a short learning curve can be achieved for community-based surgeons without prior experience in this technique. Thank you, and I'll take any questions.